Here is why I would not recommend putting a block behind your head in Savasana. And an alternative, and the one exception to this statement. So the reason I would not put a block under the head in Savasana is because in Savasana, we really want to be as sort of anatomically neutral as possible. And anatomic neutral supports a curve in the cervical spine. We want that curve. That's a good, structurally significant curve. When we put a block or something behind the head, what happens is that curve flattens out and the weight of the neck is encouraged to sort of push back into those vertebrae. One of the reasons that might feel good, as it were, is because many of us are so used to our neck being in that position, in that flattened, extended out position, that at first it might feel less comfortable to be put in a more anatomically appropriate position because we're not used to it. So that's why it can be a little tricky when we start gauging the correctness of an asana in yoga practice with how comfortable it feels or how good it feels, right? That's why as a teacher, I try to eliminate questions like, does that feel comfortable or does that feel good? Because that can be a little bit misleading for the student. So one alternative is to take up a blanket, and you don't want too big of a roll up. As you can see, I'm gonna roll up my blanket maybe a quarter or maybe a half, but probably not even that much. And then when I lay down in Savasana, I've got just a little bit of a lift happening behind the curve of the neck. And a little bit of padding under the head is okay. But as long as the head is sort of higher than the chin, you really want to try to have the chin and the forehead at the same level. Now, there is one notable exception for this statement, which is that if a student is already in severe kyphosis and not just phone neck, not just extended, watching my phone on the subway neck, but if the person is in a real intense kyphosis, then when that person lays down, if they can't, get the back to sort of relax against the floor, and then they try to take their head back, well, look, all I've done is recreate the same shape that they're already struggling with. So that is the one instance in which I would put something behind the head so that there's a little bit of a lift and they can at least start to relax the upper back down into gravity a bit more than they would without it. So I hope this helps.